I'm doing this 8 weeks of AI implementation in my business because I believe that I know I've got clients who are struggling to implement the AI tools because they don't have the support. The IT teams don't have the bandwidth, and the organizations are spending all of this money without creating the systems to support. It's time to check in on my 8-week AI Microsoft implementation in my business. So here's what I've done so far. I have changed my Microsoft connection from GoDaddy, which is what I had before, to getting it directly from Microsoft because I wasn't able to do certain things with the version that GoDaddy sells. You have to get it directly from Microsoft. And so I got my Microsoft. I lost access to my email for a while, got it back. This was a couple of weeks ago. I have downloaded all of the apps when it comes to Microsoft, the main ones, Excel, Word, OneNote, etc. I've started utilizing those tools specifically. The big leap I took this week is exploration around Teams and scheduling meetings, migrating from Calendly over to Booking, as well as just scheduling in Teams. What I have learned is that there are so many different permissions you have to turn on within Microsoft. No wonder it is a bear to work through. It is such a robust ecosystem that it's hard to function within. I lived in Nome, Alaska for a while. Bear with me with this example. I lived in Nome, Alaska for about a year. I did service work. I worked at a radio station for a year, and it was a lot of fun. And the grocery store there was really small. There was one larger one a little outside of town with more options and could hold a lot more. But when I returned after a year back to the lower 48, walking into a Sam's Club or a Costco or a Walmart was very overstimulating. And I did not know where to go or what to choose. It was very overwhelming. That's Microsoft. Microsoft has so many different options, which is great. And for somebody solo me or somebody just wanting to do their job, it can be challenging. So that's why I'm doing this 8 weeks of AI implementation in my business because I believe that I know I've got clients who are struggling to implement the AI tools because they don't have the support. The IT teams don't have the bandwidth, and the organizations are spending all of this money without creating the systems to support. Now, what is a system versus a tool? Microsoft, Loop, Teams, Calendar, all of it, those are tools. Those are tools. You have to create the workflow and the system how you work first. So that's what I'm doing. I'm building out in 8 weeks to AI Microsoft implementation. My goal is to make it so all of my main systems, my meetings, my recording, my transcripts, those are all managed within Microsoft. So that will look like having a Copilot agent that I can deploy across my SharePoint site that has access to all my tools. So that's the other thing I was working on yesterday with one of my friends who's helping me with this project. She's exploring Microsoft too, and she's a lot better at this than I am. And so we're exploring how to implement Microsoft Copilot agents within my business so we can help other people do this too, especially those who are working in a major corporate organization where Microsoft is the default, and having other options out there like pulling in Claude or ChatGPT, either the integration's not there or they don't even have permission to use it on site with their network. So what we're working on are ways that we can implement. So we've got Teams, we've got OneNote. So what I'm going to be doing next is making it so people can book with me. I'm still using Calendly because I can't get the booking tool to work how I need it. Have Calendly be able to send a message, show it up in my Teams, and be able to record and do the session within Microsoft Teams instead of Zoom. So that is what's going to be going on for the next week. And I know that sounds really slow and boring, but that is how these projects go. We need to experiment. We need to test. We spent 90 minutes yesterday troubleshooting stuff. And I hate to say it, but it was a lot of fun sitting there with somebody troubleshooting, which I miss after being in corporate for almost 20 years. So if you are looking for somebody to follow to get Microsoft tips, tricks, and we'll give it to you real, make sure to follow this channel. We're going to be showing the process along the way, and I hope it helps you. I'm going to be releasing one of the Copilot tools that I've been using over the past week so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to talk about creating my own agents, and I'm going to be building out a SharePoint site for each one of my clients, and so they're able to access their session notes, transcripts, but also the resources that I've made that I've spent hours of my life creating, and then I forget that are there. So I'm going to be creating a Copilot just for me and my business so that it can help me identify what tools could be available for different client needs. So follow along in this journey. That was a very long update. A lot of things have been happening. I feel good about this, and any type of transition comes with uncertainty and discomfort. If you're looking for support on how to make those transitions a little bit easier for your teams, one of the trainings that I do is change management and learning how, with the power of habits, you can support your team in a very powerful way. So if you are looking for somebody to support your executive teams or your leadership teams in the season of change, maybe you're adopting AI, maybe you're migrating to new systems, or maybe you're just really trying to work through this day and age where everybody is immensely stressed. Hit me up and let's get your teams the tools they need.